I think that what is taking place now, so many people are trying to confuse the presidency and issues of the CSS, the ministers. People think that the same way CS is not supposed to be a member of a political party is the same way as to the presidency. Now, the difference is or are number one, a CS is appointed. Now, presidency is elective. Now, appointed, they do not need you to be a member of any political party. Elective, you can either be independent or you can be a member of a political party. But now, when you want to talk about this pair regarding Gachagua and Ruto, and this is where the lie is, and this is where the the Supreme Court is going to try and figure out when these matters are brought before them. Eh, Number one, the presidency is a ticket. It is a ticket. Ruto was not elected as an individual, then went ahead and now appointed Gachagua. He was elected alongside Gachagua. That is the reality. He was elected alongside Gachagua. Now, moving forward, you're going to realize that we have the CS Kindiki being touted to be the preferred deputy president. Actually, he's been nominated by the president. And the president is William Ruto, who knows very well that the constitution states that whoever is eligible for the deputy president, or rather the president, must have been a member of the said political party for a period of not less than 3 months. I think the CS Interior is still Kindiki. Why are we using the court only when it serves the government interest? But when it has to cut the other side, we feel that now they should actually be withdrawn. I think that one is the first axe that is going to fall on William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga. That one, Gachagua, I mean the deputy president sits, it is not a seat that requires an appointee. It requires someone who is elected. The second one is that it is always known that for us to go on to the next step of actually now having the next president or the deputy president, we are always informed about this by the IEBC. It is actually the mandate of IEBC. It is the mandate of the IEBC to gazette this. Where was it done? How can we have this thing directly, a notification to the speaker, and immediately William Ruto makes his, nomination of a specified candidate? I think that is just not fair. And I think that therefore it was very genius of Paul Muite and the brilliant lawyer, the lawyer who shoots from the hip, called Elisha. I think it was wise for them to have advised regarding Gachagua to leave the Senate. I personally don't think that Gachagua was sick. Gachagua was not sick. But the point is, when the game is rigged and you want to win the game is rigged and you want to win the game. The only way for you to win this game that is rigged is to play dirty and to play funny. Gachagua would have lost this game if at all he just went canvassing for lawyers and then sitting there waiting for them now to do the donkey's work without strategy. Because we cannot expect that Gachagua, who has been lynched, to be the one who is law abiding, the impeached. But the government itself, where the custodians took an oath of office, are not abiding by the same law. We saw Sakaja, honestly, look at this case. Sakaja went and, presented an affidavit. And in Gachagua's, in Sakaja's affidavit, the governor of Nairobi, in in his affidavit, he mentioned that Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president, is actually belittling him and actually standing onto the way of development projects in Nairobi. He decided to deposit that affidavit with the Senate. He decided not to appear. The worst thing, he brings the affidavit and decides not to appear to be cross-examined about the affidavit to get to know the legality of this affidavit. And Amason Kingi, this matter was raised by Paul Mwite. And then Amason Kingi now decides to rubbish off the claims and says, we are going to use the affidavit that was filed by Johnson Sakaja and make it admissible, even on him being in absentia. I mean, that is just not possible. Without your presence for cross-examination, I think that your affidavit is null and void. And then he really makes his case by tweeting that there's no need of pushing a vehicle on a steep slope, down the slope. At it's a business that it's long gone. It's just not possible. I think that this case, this case is the worst embarrassment. This thing is going to take Ruto home in 2027. I can tell you. You see, Ruto was taken home long time ago by the Gen Zs. The other thing that is going to take him technically home is the impeachment of Gachagua. Ruto will have to come back after 1 year to explain to us why is it that he frustrated his deputy. He will now have to explain to the populace of Kenya onto the issues, the reasons as to why Gachagua is impeached. Because Gachagua was very smart. He knew that he was being impeached. And the same people who were pushing for his impeachment were the same people who were out there on the public gallery trying to advance the message that Rigathi Gachagua should now keep off from much shame and he should now resign. Amon, you cannot resign before you let people know why you are being taken home. Gachagua was blameless. And that's the reason why I think it was wise for him to go through the parliamentary procedures, to go through the Senate or the Senate's process, and also now go to the Supreme Court. We just want them to explain to us what it is that Gachagua did wrong. I think this is going to unlock this impasse that we are having right now. Because a lot was said, linking Gachagua to the, trying to plot to ousted the president. He was being linked to the Gen Zs. Gachagua was being linked here to matters of KEMSA. He was being linked to so many other issues. I wanted this kind of an impeachment to make us know that Gachagua stole money from KEMSA. There is nothing. They could not say it. We wanted someone to come and link Gachagua to Ford Foundation. Nothing. We wanted someone to come and link Gachagua to funding of the Gen Z protests. There is nothing. We wanted to see people being brought to testify over Gachagua bankrolling protests in Kenya in order for him to take over the presidency and kick out William Ruto. So this is just but pure witch hunt. But I can tell you honestly that this kind of politicking is bad for our country. It is the same thing I told you when we were starting here, that there are two things. Moi, who came from Rift Valley, President Moi, who came from Rift Valley, frustrated Josephat Karanja until Josephat Karanja died untimely. Untimely death. He was taken to his early grave because of the same things that are being done to Gachagua. There was a regime in this country that killed Ouko and went for Ouko's burial. So sad. And there's a current one that did whatever happened and we lost a CDF. So there's a lot of things that are going to unfold as we move in the future. But one thing that I can tell you is that we might have just cleared from the National Assembly and the Senate with the political aspect. Now we are being told that Parliament is another arm of government. An arm of government allowed to exercise impunity, an arm of government allowed to exercise an illegality of impeaching someone from the office illegally. I think the constitution is very supreme. Lest you forget that the same lawyers that Gachagua is having are the same lawyers, same battery of lawyers that brought down the BBI. Orengo can come with all the best of novel, the best of Queen's language and everything. But I'm telling you that when the worst comes to the worst, I think DP Gachagua's team is going to have their day. And I think it was also very important, just on winding up, it was very important for Gachagua not to be cross-examined by the Senate. I repeat, it was not important for him to be cross-examined by the Senate. Why? Why could the same Senate cross-examine uh, Senator Sakaja? Why was it to just be, regarding Gachagua? Secondly, they were to cross-examine Rigathi Gachagua to incriminate him more so that when this matter goes before the Supreme Court, then Gachagua will have contradicted himself from the statement at the National Assembly to the statement at the Senate to the statement at the Supreme Court. And these matters, on the hand side, would have seriously made his case really evaporate. But right now, I think Gachagua has got a big chance. As long as he can prove with a letter, with a medical report, whatever from Karen Hospital that he was unwell, I really just think that this was a brilliant idea. Orengo Jim never saw this coming. And I think we are going this way, and there is no other deputy president of this republic apart from His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. People of Meru, please just hold on. I know that advising you right now is so difficult, but please leave the city of Nairobi until such a time that all these matters shall be sorted. I know that you have been taking vehicles moving to Nairobi for over your son's matters, but I can tell you, Rigathi Gachagua is a force to reckon with, and he is a presidential candidate come 2027. This is a force.